Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah, and today I have another little tutorial for you. And this one is about toppers. Now, toppers have never been a thing for me since I don't have any bio hair anymore at all. And so I really can't give many tips about wearing toppers. But I know from friends that some who are able are wearing toppers and that they are more comfortable and a little less hot, especially in the summer. And since those of you who wear toppers know that they are quite expensive and sometimes even more expensive than a full wig, you might have also asked yourself if it isn't possible to turn a full wig into a topper and save some money. Now, if you're interested in seeing how I turn this wig into a topper, then stick around and let's get started. So all you need to turn a wig into a topper is a wig, of course. In this case, this is a Touch by Ellen Wille in the color Champagne Rooted, a pair of scissors, then some wig clips. I'm not really sure what they're called. I think they're also called extension clips or just wig clips. I'll check it out and link them in the description box below. And a needle and some thread to sew in the clips, of course. And that's about it. Now, the idea to making this video, as well as this wig, come from my friend Steffi, who is wearing toppers and told me that it would be a good idea to tell you about this possibility. So I'm really grateful to her for lending me this wig, which she has turned into a topper before, and the instruction how to do so I can show this to you. Steffi, thank you so much. So Steffi has already cut this wig before into a topper and was kind enough to sew it back together so I can show you. And she used some yellow thread so you can really see it well where she cut. And she told me that there are several possibilities where you can cut, and she tried two. It all depends on how many wefts you want to remain at the back of your head. Of course, if you only have hair loss on the top of your head, you don't need a lot of wefts in the back. You can just cut further up and cut off more. That is always your personal decision, depending on where your hair loss is and what parts of your scalp you need to be covered. You can also see the clips she has already sewn in here. You usually would add one more here in front, but we will come to this in a bit. Now, the main reason many of you probably haven't tried this yet is that you're afraid of cutting into an expensive wig. I mean, if you try this with a cheap Amazon wig for 20 or 30 bucks, you can't really damage a lot. But when it comes to the high quality and more expensive wigs like this one or any other name brand wig, I'm sure everyone is hesitant in cutting into a wig. But as you probably know from my other video where I showed you how to make a cap smaller, where I also cut into the wig and cut a piece out, you know that this is not a problem and you can always sew everything back together the way it was and still wear the wig if it doesn't work out with the topper. So just be brave and go ahead. So basically you can turn any wig into a topper, even a basic cap wig. Of course, if you like more realism and the mono features, you can use a mono part or also a wig with a full monofilament. And depending on where you need the coverage on your head, if you just need it on top, you could, for example, use a full mono wig and then already cut up here just where the monofilament ends and the wefts begin. Or you can go lower down, which is really a personal decision, depending on how far down you need the coverage to go and how much of the lower cap you want gone for more air circulation and venting in the summer when it's hot. So Steffi has tried two different versions. Once she cut right below the ear tab where the ear tab ends and cut through here, and then realized that it's still a little too much cap for her. So she cut again about in the lower third of the ear tab, just where the metal stay that is inside here ends, so she wouldn't have to cut through that, and cut here through the ear tab and along this line. And as you can see, she has sewn in 3 of those wig clips. And usually she said you would add another one here at the ear tab, but she uses some other technique to adhere this to a topper grip. This is something like a wig grip, but I think it doesn't go all the way around, and there's some silicone strip. And as far as I understood, there's some silicone grip that goes below the occipital bone. But I'm not going into this one since I don't have this grip right here, and maybe I can show you this in another video if you're interested. Please let me know. All right, now let's come to the cutting part. So before you cut, this is important. I turned the wig back on the right side, and then you need to hold it upside down so that the tags are up and the lace front is hanging down. And then it's important to part and divide the fibers, the hair, between those wefts that you want to keep and those that will go. So it's important that all the fibers you want to stay on the topper are hanging down. And here you can see the line. I think it's visible through the yellow thread. This is just between those two wefts I want to separate. And this is so important because otherwise you would cut off the hair, which of course we don't want. We just want the lower part of the wig to be gone. All right, now let's start cutting. So I turned around because I'm right-handed and I will cut with my right hand so you can see better. And now you basically cut right through the ear tab where you probably put a mark where you want to cut, or you just check inside. And this is the harder part because you have to use a little more strength to cut through the ear tab. But after that, those bands that keep the wefts together cut through very easily. Now, I'll probably just cut through the thread or the whole thing. We will see. Now let's go. So this was the ear tab. And now on to those bands. And at last, the second ear tab. Et voila! So now here we have that new topper, and we have cut straight across from ear tab to ear tab. And after you've done that, all you need to do is sew in these clips. I hope you can see Steffi has sewn them onto just two wefts on the band of the weft. And this seemed to hold quite well, as she told me. She also told me that there are different kinds of these clips depending on how sensitive your skin is. Some of them have a stronger grip and are more uncomfortable to wear, and others have a little lighter grip. And she told me which one to use for both scenarios, so I'm going to link these clips down in the description box. After you've sewn them in, and also one here at the ear tab, and once you clip them into your own hair, the topper sits really secure, and you can disguise the ear tab with your own hair that you pull out from underneath, of course, and comb over the ear tab. So this is how you turn a wig you're no longer wearing into a less expensive topper than the ones on the market. So I hope this tutorial is helpful, and maybe you dare to cut into a more expensive wig now after seeing this. And let me assure you, you really can't do a lot of harm to your wig if you follow the steps, especially with the direction of the hairs or fibers going into separate directions. So when you cut, you don't cut off any fibers or hairs at all. And then you can always sew them back together if you're not happy with the result. Now, if you have any more questions regarding toppers, please let me know in the comments below, and I might do another video on toppers sometime. Thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope you are well, stay that way, and I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Since I don't have any bio hair anymore at all, Steffi has tried So I don't have any more videos to toppers, but maybe you also like this video here, or maybe this video, or both.